people, and welcome to the next episode of Stories Unlocked with Kashika Kulati. Hope you all have been doing good. And today we are back with another special guest, straight from Goa. She will be connecting with us on a video call. She's an author of New Age philosophy books and currently has a total of 8 books in her kitty. She has recently launched her new book, The Oceanic Gita. She's also a certified Reiki Grandmaster and has been practicing Reiki to seek inspiration for her books. So here I welcome Miss Hema Meersoot. Hello, Hema ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is wonderful having you. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for your book. And well, it's been a journey of publishing 8 books. I hope it has been a fabulous and great journey for you. So, which was your first book? I mean, what inspired you to start writing?
Hello, Kashika. Great to connect with you. And yes, my first book was actually The Eternal Ocean of Brahma. And this is the cover of The Eternal, this is the book. And this was printed almost about over 25 years ago. And it all began very, very surprisingly when I actually went for an early morning walk to the beach. I was in Chennai with my cousin sister, and she suggested we go for a morning walk. And I suddenly had this experience where I saw the waves of the ocean impart to me the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. It was a very startling comparison. I first thought I just dreamt it all up. And I returned home. I was living in Bangalore, and within a month I got engaged. And after marriage, I've been living in Goa. That facilitated a lot of beach. Yeah. So thanks to that, I could regularly visit the beach, and then my ongoing visits, and I kept pondering and getting different comparisons, and finally it resulted in this book. It was very unusual, and I got excellent reviews, I must say. In fact, one was very heartening, where I was compared to Newton and Archimedes, because they said it's something very unusual that a whole book can be written about how the ocean taught you the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So that's been a great journey, and that was my first book.
Interesting. So, I mean, 8 books, I'm sure it must have been a long time since you said the first one released 25 years ago. So,
yes.
Journey like of publishing these 8 books throughout the 25 years?
Yes, so things went very simple. So the first 3 books actually came out quite soon. This was released in 1994, and the other was in 96 and 98. And currently these 3 books are not in print. And what happened then was that my younger son was born, my nephew was born, and I got caught up with family responsibilities and duties. So I was writing, but writing wasn't a priority, I used to put in whatever free time I had, but it was a bit challenging. And I started writing a book on karma and my own explanation of karma. It took me about 4 to 5 years to write that book. But what happened is that I would send it out to publishers. So, a publisher would take 4 months, 6 months to reply. And I didn't send it out to too many publishers because I didn't want, a problem where maybe 2 agreed. And every time I got a refusal, I would again rewrite the whole thing. I would go through it. I would spend time on it, hoping to improve it. And unbelievably, about 10, 11 years passed this way, because I was also caught up, as I said, with family responsibilities. And finally, what happened is that the book was really huge. And suddenly in the year 2013, I remember it was the Ganesh Chaturthi, day. And I was just looking at the contents of the book. And I suddenly thought, oh, this can become a trilogy, because now it's really big. I couldn't visualize people holding such a big book, and reading comfortably. And surprisingly, the contents were such that just 2 parts became a book. There were totally 6 parts. And it just beautifully became 3 books, and I signed up with a publisher in Goa. And the book was edited, but while we were working on the cover, a real tragedy happened, and I lost my brother. And that was something which I think shattered our family. And it was a sudden heart attack. He was just 53 years. And that was the time when I just thought that, I don't know, because the publisher wasn't very helpful, in the sense he wouldn't tell me about the distribution and things like that. And I just thought I didn't want to have my whole life, at the mercy of the publishers. So I took a lot of expert advice. I was introduced to Mrs. Namita Gokhale, and she suggested you self-publish. You have control over the books, and later on you sign up with a publisher. So I can say that I was very grateful for doing this, because I learned everything. In publishing, I actually learned the nuances, the timelines involved, the editing, the proofreading, how to design a cover, the ISBN, everything. And this is something which really helps me now when I talk to the publishers.
Yeah.
So I have
understand the terminologies.
Yes. Absolutely no regrets about self-publishing it, except that now the distribution is happening, but the sales and marketing isn't what I visualized. So that is the difficult part, because basically I'm a writer, and it eats into my time when I have to do, a lot of other things and multitasking.
Of course.
So I have totally published 4 books. This is the first one, The Karmic City, the city of Lord Brahma. I got a lot of accolades for the cover and the whole presentation, and the whole experience of it. And this is the second book, The City of Lord Vishnu. These 2 were released in 2015. Because after I lost my brother, I thought that I must take things in my own hand. I started my own company. My elder son Anish helped me. He created a website. He brought on board a fantastic designer who designed these beautiful covers. And this is the third book then, which was released in 2019. This was released last year at the Gurgaon Literary Festival in November. So these were the 3 books. And after I lost my brother, I just spent actually about a month reading about him on internet. I had no idea that he had created that so much. He actually had created the world's first mortgage website. He's won a lot of prestigious awards in the US. He's basically studied at IIT Powai, and subsequently he studied in the US. So this is the book which I then brought out in 2016, and this is a celebration of his life. It's called The Karmic Chords, and with this book it also healed the pain and the loss of, he was my only sibling, there was no one else, so it was a very difficult time for me. But in between the years of 2017 and 2018, when I really didn't release a book, I actually ventured into a new genre. I began writing historical fiction and clairvoyance, and this is titled The Crown of Tijara. The book follows 3 timelines that are set apart by millenniums, because the first timeline is about the ancestors of the Tijara fighting in the Kurukshetra war.
Okay.
Only thing is that they fought against the Pandavas. They were on the side of the Kauravas. In fact, they were infamous because they are the ones who led Arjuna away when Abhimanyu was killed in the Chakravud.
Okay.
And so that one timeline follows that incident. The second timeline is in the 16th century, when actually the Tijara Fort Palace was built. It's completely fictional, where I brought about an interesting story involving an ancient curse. There's a lot of palace intrigue, there's a murder, there's a secret formula to ageless life, illicit affairs. It's a mix of a lot of interesting things. And this book will be released next year by Vishwakarma Publications. I signed up with them a few months ago. So this is my journey, and a fortnight ago, the Oceanic Gita was released. So this is actually a revised edition of my first book, The Eternal Ocean of Brahma. And this has been, again, very differently done. I have actually changed the contents completely, in the sense they're more articulate now, and it's in a more condensed form. I would say my writing has developed over 2 decades.
Of course,
So this
I'm
has been my
sure.
journey. Yeah, this has been my journey of the 8 books, and I do hope that these books are, read by a lot of people and they touch the people's hearts, and that is what I would like them to do.
I'm sure, ma'am. I'm sure with the amount of accolades you are getting and the great reviews, I'm sure people are loving your book and they are waiting for more and more to come. So, out of these 8 books, I know that might not be good on my part to ask this question, but which one out of them is your favorite?
So it's very difficult to say, give one answer, because the thing is that each book has a different background, as I told you. But I think the first will always be a favorite, in the sense because that's what creates your identity as an author.
Of course.
And I never ever planned to be an author. I actually studied commerce. I was all set to join the corporate world, and things. If I had maybe not gone for a walk that morning, I wonder whether I would have ever entered this journey. So I think from that point of view, I would say The Eternal Ocean of Brahma, and now it would be the Oceanic Gita, because that is no longer available in print, and this is the book which becomes my favorite. Yeah.
So, you say that the Oceanic Gita is a revised edition. So, what are the changes that you have brought to this book? What new messages are you coming up with?
Yes. So actually, the entire book is it's very simply portrayed, because philosophy is, something which has to be related to in a simple way. Otherwise, it is more, confusing for the reader. So basically, I have used different shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita, those which I could connect to, who could give me an answer for this book. And as I would study the waves, the wave movements, the patterns on the sand, different things, I would receive insights. And those insights I would compare to the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Like a very simple example I can say is when one stands, in the shallow part, when the waves are coming and going and they're swirling around your feet. When they recede, when the waves recede back, they tend to carry a lot of the sand around your feet. That's a normal thing. It's a normal phenomena. And when they take the sand away around our feet get inclined, we feel unstable, we feel we can fall. So that is something which is called the undertow effect. And I've compared it, I've given comparisons with it. I've spoken about how a simple thing, when you go to the beach and you write things on the beach sand, maybe your name on the beach sand, and the waves just wash it away. It's just that. It's as simple as our lives on earth. We are just a wave that comes onto the beach and then we recede. And those few seconds, maybe a couple of decades in our life. But that's how transitory actually life is. So I've given a lot of questions. I've encouraged the reader to think, because I don't want to give answers. Everyone will have a different answer.
Of course.
But I've portrayed situations. I've spoken about the lotus, how it grows in the marshy waters. I've compared the lotus to certain different insights. So there's a lot of comparisons which I hope will, assist the reader in understanding more, and maybe interest them in reading the Bhagavad Gita.
I'm sure. I am intrigued to know more. And I think this is an example of what one walk aside the beach can change.
Yes, absolutely. It's changed my life forever. Because even in my other books, even in the Karmic City and Karmic Chords, and even in Tijara, somewhere the ocean comes in, somewhere the comparisons come in, and it's so much a part of my philosophy. It's become the hallmark of my writing, I would say. It's really
The nature teaches you a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's one message which I really try to give out from these books, is that you can learn from Mother Nature.
True.
You can imbibe the wisdom that she is giving in different elements, whether it is fire or air or water. Of course, this is the water element, but there's so much one can learn. And as you know, our ancient, ancestors, they all worship the elements, the five elements.
Yes.
And that's what we are made of. So, there are diverse parables are given, interesting corollaries and different things to, like say the changing tides in our life, the low tide of depression, the high tide of success. Have, given the reader a lot to think about. Yeah, definitely.
Who's your favorite author? Who inspires you?
So, I would say that an author who makes you feel that, oh, I wish I had written this, is someone who is truly, inspirational. And I felt that with Khalil Gibran. When I read his book, The Prophet, I was so moved that I cannot express this, it sounds a little ridiculous, but I was in a semi-depression that it's so beautiful. I wish I could write like this. I wish I had written this.
Indeed, it is.
That
it's
one
beautiful.
Book, The Prophet was really, really beautiful. And more recently, another contemporary author is Rusbek Barucha. I've read his Fakir, and that book also transformed me a lot. It taught me a lot, and I really enjoyed reading that book. But we have so many authors who are excellent, and there's no, kind of shortage of them. But these two authors, yes, definitely, yes.
Let's come to our rapid fire round. I'll ask questions and quick responses, please.
Okay, so it's like the Coffee with Karan?
Yes, you can say that.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to choose either or. So, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Summer or winter?
Winter, because we don't have much of it in Goa.
Yeah. Movie or book?
Anytime a book.
Morning person or night owl?
Okay, undoubtedly a night owl. I can stay up late, but getting up early morning is tough.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Paperback or ebook?
Yeah, paperback, I think. Still, though I do read a lot of ebooks, but definitely paperback.
Paperback. Reiki or writing?
Well, I use Reiki for my writing, so I would say writing because I do more of writing than Reiki.
Beach or hills?
I think you can answer that for me because it's undoubtedly the beach.
The beach, of course.
Yeah. Even though the hills have their own charm, but I haven't been much to the hills, though I would love to, but undoubtedly the beach.
You are a thorough beach person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
That's nice. Last one. If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
I would say intuitive, hardworking, spend hours writing, and compassionate.
Nice. Thank you so much, Hema ma'am. It was great connecting with you and knowing about your story. And
thank you so much.
Upcoming book. I can't wait to read it truly. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot.